All right. Doctor, we would just like to go over some very quick questions with you.
Okay.
So first, let's start right from the beginning for everyone who may not have any idea at all. What is the whole food plant-based diet?
The word whole means food that come in close to its nature as much as possible. For instance, if it is grain, it should not be polished. If it is something that inside the food, it should not be extract or put it through a lot of processing. That is whole. Whole food. Plant-based means eat mostly plant. Some small amount of animal, like in the condiment, that is okay. But concerning the plant material, it should be mostly plant.
So could we also call this the vegan diet?
No, there is completely different categories. The vegan come from the perspective of religion. That they do not want to eat anymore, do not want to destroy life. But the whole food plant-based diet, it's gotta come from the health perspective,
Right.
from the health information that eat mostly plant contribute to better length of life.
So the whole food plant-based diet is a approach of eating based on health, and the vegan diet is an approach of eating based on maybe animal protection, animal cruelty, things
Or
like
even
that.
the world protection.
Or to save the environment.
Right.
Thank you. So my next question would obviously be, what do you think are the main challenges? Why is it so hard to get people to eat plant-based?
Because to change people's diet, we got to change their habit, To change people's habit, simply put it, you are addicted to something. To kill the addiction is a big deal.
So do you think they don't believe in the diet?
No, they do believe.
They believe the diet is healthy, but
they believe in the
challenge is
information.
changing the habits.
But they cannot deal with their withdrawal symptom. I mean, when you addict to something and to shut off it, the first thing that you've got to face is withdrawal symptom. They can't cope with that. So changing habit is a big deal. In medicine, it's a kind of big branch of medicine called what we call behavioral medicine, yes.
Behavioral.
There are something like 102 theory how to change people's habit. None of them work practically.
Yeah, I think we can all agree. Everyone or most people know that fruits and vegetables are healthy or good for your health. But how can we get people to incorporate more?
I have one important point here. In going through withdrawal symptom, the research show that the timing is only 3 weeks. Suppose you want to quit coffee with sugar and cream to black coffee. You'll be miserable for only 2-3 weeks. That's all.
21 days.
Yeah.
To struggle.
So this is the main thing, that if you can drag yourself through this withdrawal period, then you achieve.
Okay. All right. So now, similar question about the challenges, but not looking at maybe the personal aspect, but the social aspect. Let's say I go out with my friends, my family, we go out to eat. Most of Thai food is based on, chicken, pork, beef, fish, etc. How am I supposed to adopt a more plant-based diet in my food when the food choices are so limited, the options in the restaurant, in the local market? If I walk around the market, 90% of the stalls are animal-based.
I understand.
How am I supposed to change my diet?
The first thing is you pretend that you allergic to this and that. Say you allergic to cooking oil. Don't use cooking oil for me. I am allergic to cooking oil.
Yes.
They can accept your allergy,
Right.
But they cannot accept that you are a health conscious person and you don't want cooking oil. They cannot accept that. So pretend to be allergic to things that you don't want to eat. You are meat allergy. You're allergic to cooking oil. That's one thing. The other thing is now, it's gradually bit by bit, there are more and more the restaurant that kind of vegan or vegetarian or plant-based restaurant.
Yes.
So that's up to your choice also. The third thing is that the whole society is changing. The government is trying to force changing in food habit of population just to save money in healthcare. So I think in the short, not many years to come, the picture of the Thai diet will change quite a bit. Now we know that Thai diet is not good for health. We know from the research done in one hospital in the suburb of Bangkok, 63% of doctors and nurses and healthcare provider inside the hospital has dyslipidemia and has high cholesterol to the level that they need medication. 63%. So you cannot say that their diet is healthy.
Yeah. This is the first time I've heard the allergy excuse. I'm going to do my January veganuary. So I will try this with my friends and see if it works. If I can stay away from the meat all month.
Try it.
I will give it a go. Slightly off topic. Do you have, if I'm going to eat meat, do you have any suggestion which is the best option of meat? Best, worst?
Well,
white meat, red meat, seafood?
From the...
if I want to eat it occasionally?
Scientific data perspective, the what we call processed meat, that's the worst.
The worst.
I mean the bacon, ham, sausage. I think bacon, ham, and sausage are definition of processed meat.
Not real meat.
In medical term, I mean, because it kills the what we call nitrosamine, which are carcinogenic. So the processed meat is the worst. Red meat, by definition, red meat in medical term it means mammal's meat. The second worst, because in a mammal meat it contains a molecule we call heme, that we know that the origin of the inflammation of the blood vessel. So you can go with what we call non-mammal meat,
Chicken,
fish, shrimp, something like that.
Okay, so that would be your sequence of
Yeah.
healthier meats versus
And the last choice is the raw material, no meat at all, but you use condiment that contain meat. You get the flavor of the meat, also nampla,
Right.
kapi,
just to get the taste
Yeah,
in
yeah.
your food.
Plara in Thai food.
Yep. Okay, thank you. That's very helpful as well for people. So next one is just a quick introduction as we're on the topic of meat. Maybe some people want to know, what is LDL cholesterol? Very big topic. What are the health risks associated with LDL cholesterol?
The word cholesterol means simply put it, fat. But the fat inside the body, it can travel inside the body. It needs kind of carrier, like the truck, to carry the sand. See, cholesterol comparing with the sand, the truck is the LDL, what we call the lipoprotein. There are many types of trucks, big, small. And the truck that we call LDL is the one that associates with the vascular disease. But I would like to emphasize the mechanism how LDL initiate the inflammation of blood vessel. It starts with when you eat food containing what we call saturated fat. The LDL from there will get into your bloodstream, and it will meet with free radical. Free radical is a kind of naughty molecule inside our body already there. And the free radical will react with the LDL and make it a dangerous molecule. We call oxidized LDL. It is so dangerous that the body mechanism send the white blood cell to jobble it, to eat it. But since there are so many of them, all those white blood cells end up dying full of LDL inside their body and accumulated as what we call plaque on the blood vessel. And that plaque at one point it kind of burst out and cause occlusion of the blood vessel. That is the mechanism. So you need two things: the LDL from the plant, from the saturated fat, and the free radical inside your body. So this free radical associated with what we call antioxidant. If you consume and live in the environment that you've got a lot of antioxidant, like the sunlight here provides you melatonin, which is a very good antioxidant, for instance. So you need antioxidant to reduce amount of free radical, and you need to reduce consumption of saturated fat to prevent the bad outcome of the LDL.
Okay. And so how do we lower our LDL? Just consuming less saturated fat?
Yes, most in nearly all nations and nationality food, most of saturated fat come from animal meat. That include the cow milk and egg also.
Dairy products as well.
Right. So you got to come down with consumption of those source of saturated fat. Small amount come from plant like coconut and palm, something like that.
Okay.
But the main source is animal.
Okay. Just moving on quickly again. So let's look. For me, I would say that the main thing missing in people's diet is not protein, it's fiber.
All right. Yeah.
I think the average recommended daily grams of fiber is about 30 grams, and the average consumption is only about half, 50%.
Right.
So maybe you can first explain to us all what is fiber and why is it so important in terms of longevity of good health?
By definition, fiber is food that we cannot make use of it. We cannot digest it.
So why do we need to eat it?
Because it is the major part of natural food. That's one thing. The other thing is that we cannot use it, but the bacteria in our gut can use it and can turn it into useful molecule. We simply call it short-chain fatty acid. I mean, we eat fiber, bacteria digest it and produce, out of that fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acid. And this short-chain fatty acid is the food for immunity cell in our gut lining. Because 80% of our immunity cell live in the gut lining. So basically, fiber food feed our immunity system. That's the basic of it.
Right.
So we need fiber, of course.
So not just gut health, but overall immunity comes from the fiber in our diet.
Right. Because the bacteria, they, in addition to produce short-chain fatty acid to feed our cells, still it produce a lot of chemical use in our body.
Yeah. So the average Thai diet, khao man kai, anything you eat, noodles on the street, things like that, it contains very low fiber, if not 0 grams of fiber. So what are the top sources of fiber that we can eat every day in our diet that can...
But when we talk about fiber, there are two types of fibers.
Yes, soluble and insoluble.
Yeah. The main thing that is from health perspective is what we call soluble fibers. They contain in like bean, nut, something like that. And so the bean is the best source of soluble fiber. And bean associated with the best length of life in all community. So I would suggest eating beans and nuts.
Nuts are very high in fiber.
And in fat.
Yeah, and beans as well. But the Thai diet has very few beans.
Well, unfortunately, in the old day, Thai diet contained a lot of soluble and insoluble fiber, particularly beans in the old day. But nowadays, just disappear.
What if it's red beans in desserts with sugar? Is that still okay?
It's okay, but we should minimize sugar down to small amount as possible. Sugar is not bad if it is buried in a natural food like fruits, okay?
Yeah.
Because the fiber in the natural food will delay absorption of the what we call fructose. Sugar is bad actually because of fructose segment. The glucose segment, no problem about it because it is readily available, usable. But the fructose, it got to wait for the liver to turn it into glucose. If it absorbed too quick, liver cannot cope with it. So liver turn it to be fat and put it in the fat cell.
Yeah.
That create what we call insulin resistance. So if you want to eat sweet things, the first choice is natural fruits. The second choice, you make dessert with a lot of fibers and minimal amount of sugar. That's the second choice.
Okay. Yeah, I think the top sources of fiber I've seen are, as you mentioned, beans, seeds like chia seeds, flax seeds, etc.
Any seeds.
Any seeds, great for fiber.
And then the other thing, this is important. Thai people, they do not eat the skin of fruits.
Yes, leave the skin on.
Yeah, and that's a big mistake, because good nutrients, including good fibers, are on the seed.
Yes.
Particularly those color red, purple, or pink, something like that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Thai people, they peel.
They peel all the skin out.
All the skin out
before eating it.
That is not good practice. We should eat if it is edible. You cannot eat durians peel, of course, but
too dangerous.
If the fruit is edible, they should eat
definitely the skin. Leave the skin on also. In fruits and vegetables. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, as you mentioned, whole grains.
Yeah.
Anything, like you said, don't take the skin out.
All right.
So brown rice, riceberry, quinoa, whole wheat pasta and bread, same thing. Whatever is not white flour where the fiber has been taken out.
And the other good source of fiber is the sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
With its skin.
Leave, again, purple, yellow, doesn't matter, either any color.
Right.
But leave the skin
That's on. Because it is a high-calorie diet with a good source of fiber.
Great. So those are a few options, I think, for people who want to increase the fiber in their diet. Like we said, most people are only eating half the recommended fiber a day. Next, one more question for you. For someone like me, I don't know how to cook. I am not good at cooking or at all. Do you have any very simple, easy recipe of something that I can eat which is plant-based at home?
Well, in my real life, I make a nut and bean.
Yep.
Bake it and put it in a big bowl and put it on my table.
A trail mix.
And I eat it with all meals.
Okay.
And I put the flaxseed, ground flaxseed in the big bowl on my table. And I sprinkle it on any food.
Okay.
Of the day. And my favorite menu is the salad, but not with conventional dressing. Salad with namprik. Namprik, I mean,
Yep.
chili paste
Okay.
to dress on salad.
So you just buy fresh vegetables and then you eat that with some nampik.
Yeah, right. And another one quick menu for me. I do it only once a week, but I divide it into portions, put it in the fridge. It's porridge, khao tom,
Khao tom.
porridge made of a large variety of grains, non-polished grain,
Yes.
including bean in that porridge, and divide it in seven plastic bag, put it in the fridge, and bring it out once every.
So you have it for
morning.
breakfast every morning.
Right.
Khao tom thanya phood, very
Yeah,
popular
yeah.
in the wellness center. Again, like you said, all types of whole grains,
Yeah,
beans.
that's my initiative.
I think that's one also very good advice that once you find something you like, you can eat it every day or eat it, many times a week. You don't have to change up your diet so much. So
Right.
pick and find something you enjoy. I also very much enjoy the khao tom, although maybe I can't make it myself. I think also you also often recommend to people who they cannot eat enough fruit and vegetable in their diet to just make a smoothie. This is one of your main tips.
Actually, I did that 15 years ago because of my health. I need large amount of plant food. I cannot chew it because I do not have time. Did not have time at that time, so I use the renderized.
Yes.
And that is very good way to make yourself consume large amount of plants.
Yeah. So if you struggle to eat fruits every day, blend it, put it in a smoothie instead. Add some leafy greens in there, which you might not normally eat, right?
And when I work as in a management as a director of the hospital, and that is one meal, just a bottle of
fruit
smoothie. That is one meal for me.
And does it matter if you have it for breakfast or before
Doesn't
bed?
matter.
There's no impact on your. I just want to raise the question for people. What about sugar, blood sugar at night before bed?
Doesn't matter. Actually,
Any time of day.
Meal is not human natural, not human nature. Some research done on in Bolivia, I think in Amazon jungle, people, they do not have breakfast. They do not have word for breakfast. They just wake up, do things, and when they feel hungry, they eat. So meal is not.
Eat when you're hungry.
Yeah.
When your body says
That's the basic.
you want to eat. So do you have a certain number of hours before bed that you should stop eating? Do you follow any type of fasting?
From the medical point of view, we need to empty our stomach before we go to bed. So we need quite a few hours before going to bed. That we should not put anything in there. Because if there still is content in the stomach, the body mechanism is kind of it's just like industrial plant. If this plant still running the machine, and the next plant will start the machine and run it because they use the material from that plant. So it's kind of interconnect. You end up waking up half of the night if you don't stop eating a few hours before bedtime.
So I have a very bad habit that I cannot sleep on an empty stomach. So it's I always need to eat something at night. Do you have any suggestion how to fix this bad habit?
You have got to put a very high calorie diet
at night.
At say dinner. Your dinner maybe 5 or 6 o'clock, whatever. And put a high calorie diet in there, and it will keep you full for quite a few hours.
So the last meal of the day, if you struggle, should be the majority of your calories.
The point is that nothing 3 hours before bedtime. Before that, you can eat
whatever you
want.
That's very difficult, but I will try to see. Again, Dr. Sant, thank you for taking time to answer a lot of my questions today.
You're welcome.
We hope to be back with you again very soon.
Right. Yeah. Be
for
happy
more
to.
questions, maybe this time from the audience rather than me. So
Okay.
once again, if you guys have any questions for the doctor that you're curious about your own health, especially related to nutrition, please do leave us comments and messages, and we look forward to answering them next time. Once again, thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you.